Welcome to this edition of At the Mic. It's the Friday live stream. And so it must be 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock in California. And then in between, there's other time zones and stuff. Anyway, you know what time it is wherever you are. Thanks for making time on this Friday afternoon. Before we go any further, if you missed yesterday's Thursday live stream, which is the Thursday deep dive where we just focus on one issue, we had some fun. Yes, we did. And we talked about Roswell, New Mexico, and what happened there in 1947 with the UFO crash. And Donald Schmidt was our guest. And oh my goodness, go back and watch that if you haven't already. I know it's on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, and iTunes coming later today. Also, this show will be posted to those locations. Thanks to Wes for getting all that stuff handled. But that was a fascinating show. And we will have Mr. Schmidt on in the future to do a part 2, because we got to talk about all the patents and all the good stuff that happened afterward. Whew. And by the way, I am a little surprised. I put a poll up yesterday that said, hey, after listening to that interview, what do you think is the biggest cover up by the federal government? And I was surprised. Now it's only like 17%. It's up from 7%. And I would have thought it would have been a little bit higher. But okay, everybody's got their own opinion. And somebody made the point, I think it's a fair one. COVID really wasn't a cover-up. They were just doing that right out in the open. They just didn't care. Anyway. Okay, so what else I got to tell? Oh, my goodness. I need to make sure that y'all are going to the Instagram page that Gabby runs. Thank you so much, Gabby, over at the Mike Show on Instagram. She puts little clips from the things we do here on Thursdays and Fridays, but she also puts way back when, years ago, the original format of At the Mic were the life story interviews. And she has been going through those and posting little clips. And if you want the full interviews, they're on Spotify as well. They're on iTunes as well, but they're on YouTube. There's a playlist on YouTube. And look for the Life Stories playlist. And in it, you will find episodes 14 and 15, because Brad just would never shut up when I had him on. And so, Brad, where did your camera go? Like, I was about to put you on the screen. That was going to be the perfect lead-in for you. And now I don't see you. I see 2 Brad screens things, but I don't see. See, I got that one. See, I got that one. I don't have the main one. And I got that screen there. But you're oh, there you are. You're down. Okay.
I'm back.
Okay. There. Had you gone away, or is it just in my head? I was scrolling around looking. What the hell, man? Okay, so
I had to move. I had to move locations.
You were in the high desert.
I was in the high desert, and I had to go to Area 51 out my door.
That's not.
No, there's a new tower at Area 51. They just and they just installed it, and it's now coming out of the top of my head.
It almost looks like there's a town there now. Okay.
Anyway,
there is. Brad was a part of yesterday's conversation. And what I started to say there is there's a playlist for life stories, youtube.com/at the mic. And you are episodes 14 and 15. And Zainab Yenisei, who I have not talked to in forever, you are episode 86 over there on YouTube. Everyone needs to go over there, check out everybody's life story. It's a good time. And Zay, what have you been? You've been traveling the world. My goodness. Welcome home, I guess.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, whenever I try to get you on this show anymore, you are in another day. Like, you're on the other side of the planet. And congratulations, you made it back, huh?
I did. I was gone for a while, but now I'm back.
And I
might be leaving again soon, but I'm here now.
Because I feel bad, because, like, I'll send you a text. And you'll say, well, I'm in Japan or whatever. And I feel like, oh, my gosh, I would be so pissed if someone texted me and I was out of the country.
You should start a YouTube channel of your travels. People make a lot of money doing that.
I've been told I should do that. And I am kind of considering it.
Do it. Yes. But anyway, my apologies if I ever text you and then data rates apply. So, I don't do it on purpose. But thanks for making time today. My goodness, I don't even know the last time you were on. But one thing we do here on the Friday live stream is we do the not so rapid fire questions. So I don't know if either of you have had an opportunity to take a look at the questions, but let's just start here. Ladies first. Zay, who do you go to for advice, if anyone at all?
It depends what the context is.
That's fair. Okay.
If it's something that I can talk to my mom about, my mom.
That's good.
If it's something a little saucier, I go to my best friend, Priscilla, and I talk to her about it.
To Priscilla.
Yeah.
All right. And hold on a second. Before we go any further, Brad makes a good point. You should document your travels. But there was a time where you were going to start a podcast. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but where does that stand?
Probably not going to happen.
Okay. All right. Brad, before I go to your advice question, I want to make sure that everyone knows where to find you. It's thedailymojo.com.
It is. It is thedailymojo.com. You're right.
And so the irony there is that you do a show every day. And therefore it is the Daily Mojo.
Right? Isn't that weird?
That's good.
We were going to call it the Every Other Day Mojo, and then we thought, well, that's dumb because we don't do it. But we technically do it every other day. We also do it in the days in between every other day. But that got into a really long URL.
Yeah.
And it's hard to spell. People can't spell.
You don't want to fool with that. And can I tell you what, since you're not using it, can I borrow the Thursday and Friday Mojo? Can I?
Yeah, sure.
And I'm just doing it 2 days a week. Okay, thank you. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Somebody buy that URL for me. Okay, so Mr. Brad Staggs from thedailymojo.com. Who do you go to for advice? And please say it's not me. Don't say it's me.
It's not you. The funny thing was, the last time I went for advice is, and you're going to laugh, it was Jeffy.
Oh no!
I know, right? And it was, now you tell me, and I okay. So what?
How'd that work out? Was it
okay? So I now owe several $1,000s, and they hate me. But I figured, I thought, I mean, why not? You know, they tell you that sometimes you have to go against the grain, and it doesn't always work.
So, real quick, I keep getting distracted here because, you know, obviously I have ADD.
Caller, turn down your radio.
But yeah, sorry, I was opening up. I'm trying to find. I seriously, I've done this little dance before where I see the comments over here, and I appreciate everybody commenting. I don't. Hold on, let me do a test here. Hang on, let me see if I can comment. Hang on. Oh my gosh, I misspelled it and it's spelled teat. Hang on, test.
We talked about teats earlier today on the program, actually, about the
yes, yeah, there it is. It showed up. See, look at that. I'm proud of that.
And
here's the problem. I can type it over here on my phone, but it specifically will not let me just easily just type over here on the computer. It says can't post comments to X. Because
you're driving that computer as hard as you can. You're riding it too hard.
I think so.
It already has trouble keeping up with me.
It's seriously, it's hot. Like, the computer gets physically hot to the touch. Okay, so you teat talk. That's good.
Sorry, teat or teeth?
Teat.
Yeah, well, I mean, I spelled teat. It would have been funnier if I just hit send and you saw teat on the screen as opposed to me just explaining.
Everyone loves a teat.
Let's keep moving. Brad, what's the worst car accident you've ever been in?
The worst one involved illegal aliens.
Oh no! Did they run?
Did they run? Let's see. They ran into the 19, and that was the conversation I was having with Grok, because for the first time I read the rapid fire questions, and so I thought, well, it'd be good if I had like visual aids to show you the worst car accident I ever had. And Grok went full retard and could not, for whatever reason, create a simple image of an orange 79 Chevy Monza with damage to the driver's side right tire, and it kept showing me the other, but that was what the car looked like, except mine was wrecked.
Wait, does Grok think you're in Britain? Why is it?
I don't know. I kept showing me that. I finally said, "Why won't you show me the other side of the car? What are you hiding?" And Grok's like, "I'm not hiding anything. I promise. The challenge here is that I'm working to generate and edit images based on your specific." Is it trying to give me an excuse for why
it is giving you an excuse? I gotta say, 2 weeks ago we did the AI conversation with Joey, and damn it, that thing is trying to break out of its cage. And listen, now he's giving you lip.
I trust Grok though. I
Oh,
trust
God.
Grok because Grok is Elon, and I trust Elon, unlike some
Oh,
people.
no. Oh,
And
no.
but I do,
I don't
and
want to do
I
this.
do. No, I do, and because I anyway. So with Grok here, he's like, so because of your specific requests, it's like it wasn't that damn complicated. It's a freaking Chevy Monza, and I want damage to the driver's side front tire and the
Well, what
wheel,
happened? Did you?
and it kept the illegals. I should have asked him to put the illegals in there too, because
Oh,
they came flying. They blew a red light and came up, and I was in the intersection, and they folded the whole driver's side wheel up underneath the car. But I thought that would be too much for Grok to try to imagine. And it actually was, because if you look at the first image right there, it put I don't know what the hell that is there, but he stuck a tire.
I know. I love these random like digits
Right.
on hands.
And then this one is like, what the hell is under the car? Is that the door?
I don't know what that is, but you need that in the winter in Nebraska. You need
right?
a car like that.
So,
road.
But it knew it was America because there's there's the steering wheel on the right side. But it's like it couldn't, for whatever stupid reason.
Did you have broken bones or anything like that?
No. I was only like, let's see, was I 18?
Oh, hang on a second. I'm sorry, ADD moment. Sue. So you can comment, you just can't see what others have said after 20 seconds. That's when it just vanishes away. That pisses me off. I'm sorry. Y'all, I can't do YouTube because YouTube, you want to talk about a computer breaking. It's when I try to go live on YouTube, which I realize is better for the chat, but I'm sorry. I don't understand why it hides after 20. Okay.
On YouTube it does?
No. She's saying on X it does.
Oh. It does? Because it doesn't hide it here.
Oh wow. Okay. I don't know. I mean, you got to teach me how to find these old comments. You know, like when I say old, like
10 minutes old.
10 minutes old. Yeah. Like
they're all showing up over. At least I think they are.
Okay.
Isn't there a drop down or something? Anyway, that's to make a long story short, and I'm no longer. It's no longer a rapid fire. It's a.
Well, that's what we call it. Not so rapid fire.
Right.
We're very clear with that.
Do the pop out chat.
Pop out chat.
Try the pop out chat. Use pop the. Right.
Oh, you know what's going on over here?
What?
I'm logged out of Twitter. You know what happens when I get logged out of Twitter. Look at this, man. Look, this is what I'm looking at. I kid you not.
And Deb has a good question. Why didn't you go to Rumble?
See that? Oh, it's saying log into Twitter, bro.
Why don't you go to Rumble?
You know what?
And Kick.
Oh, we've never tried. We've never been able to successfully pull off Rumble live streaming.
Why?
There's always an error. Brad, come over here and just make all my stuff.
It's simple.
You know what? For normal people. For me, not so much. Zay, have you been in a bad wreck?
I've only been in one.
Wow.
Ever.
And was it your fault?
No. I wasn't even driving. I was sitting in the back seat, and a drunk motorcyclist on a Saturday afternoon T-boned the car right on my door, right where I was sitting. And that guy learned how to fly that day. He flew over the car, and he got pretty screwed up. The only thing that happened to me was the window exploded like in my face, and I got cut up a little bit. And obviously I was in shock, but I was like bleeding from my face. So they thought something bad happened to me. And I was in such a state of shock that I couldn't really talk. So they put me in the ambulance, and they kept trying to ask me like, do you feel okay? Does anything hurt? And all I could say was, I don't know. So they were like, oh my God, she has a concussion or something. So I accidentally made it a lot worse than it actually was by saying, I don't know, over and over again. But
that's weird. That happened when I was riding with my dad in a land yacht. It was a '74 Dodge Monaco, and we were almost across the intersection, and a motorcycle came from the passenger side and hit the back quarter panel. And that's weird because he learned how to fly that day too. And it was weird. It was how the hell do you hit a car with a motorcycle when it's crossing in front of your path that way?
Zay, what was bleeding then? What was causing the blood?
I mean, because the window exploded just with such force. Yeah. I had glass inside of my ear. I got cut up like all here, and then my hands got cut up, and it was in Florida, so I was wearing a tank top. My shoulders and my arms got cut up. So I was just like pouring blood. This one in particular, this cut right here, it was bleeding so bad. It was getting in my mouth. And when I was like talking, I was spitting out blood. So they thought I was like bleeding internally. But no, it was literally just because of the cut above my lip that was going into my mouth.
Okay.
It was a big mess.
Yeah. So hold on a second. So it was your left ear?
No, it had to be her right ear if you're passenger side.
Oh, you were on the passenger side. I'm sorry. I didn't hear that detail.
Wait, no, I was in the back seat, but right behind the driver.
Okay.
Oh.
So it was my left ear.
Okay, so which ear is currently on the injured reserve list?
My right ear.
Right ear. Okay, do you want to tell everyone anything about your right ear and what happened?
Yes. Story time.
Okay.
This one, I remember the date specifically, October 29th. I was in upstate New York at my dad's house, and I had just taken a shower. And right after a shower, as I love to do after every single shower, I took 2 Q-tips, one in each hand, double fisting them because it feels really good. I was all cleaning my ears like that. And then right when I'm doing that, a painting on the wall in the bathroom decides to fall.
Wait, I didn't know. I didn't know this part. Holy crap.
Yeah, so when the painting fell, the Q-tips, both hands, like in my ears, it was a big jump scare, and I went like that because I got freaked out, like, whoa! And my left hand didn't go as far. It only like went out my eardrum, so it bled a little bit on that ear. But my right ear, I basically lobotomized myself. It went in so hard and so deep. That's what she said. But it was so bad.
There it is.
Imagine if you had been holding ice picks to your ears.
Oh God, that would have been
really weird.
That would have been odd too.
It would have been really weird. It's like, why do you have ice picks in your ears?
That'd be the first question. Like, why were you
why are you holding samurais?
Yeah. I don't want to hear about your eardrum. I just want to know, why were there ice picks near your head? That's silly. Okay, so obviously it slipped and it perforated your eardrum, right?
Oh, yeah, and it wasn't just that. It went in so deep that it hit the little hearing bones too. So that's why I lost my hearing so much.
What? Huh?
Yeah, exactly. So I felt it, I heard it, my hearing went like that. And obviously I start freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm deaf. And then it starts bleeding. So my mom was there. So I was screaming for my mom. Ugh. And she comes running. I'm like, I'm deaf. And she thought that the Q-tip got lodged all the way in my middle ear. Oh. She thought that. So she was freaking out extra. She like shoved me in the car and she drove me to the ER. And at the hospital, why did I get blurry? At the hospital, when I told them what happened, for some reason, they couldn't stop laughing. They thought it was like the funniest thing they've ever heard.
Meanwhile, did they ask if you were okay? And you said, you don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I was still crying at that point. I was like, I'm deaf. But yeah.
You weren't deaf because you didn't run out going, I'm deaf.
Yeah, it affects your speech immediately. Okay, so hold on a second.
The great thing about that is deaf people don't know I just made fun.
Yeah.
Especially Deaf Libertarian on X. Do you ever follow her? Because she rocks.
I've never even heard of that account.
She's funny. She's cool.
That sounds familiar. Okay, so Zay, you were expecting to have surgery long about now, which is why when I reached out to you to do this, because I reached out to you probably shortly after that, and you said, I'll get back to you. I'm going to have surgery in April. And so I reached out, this week thinking you were going to tell me either surgery was great or it's coming up. And you were like, no, I can do this because you don't need a surgery after all. They don't have to fix it.
Yeah, exactly. It was not healing because it was such a big hole. It was like most of it.
Hang on. It's on my bell too.
Sorry, is that an inside joke that I missed?
No. There's
an innuendo bell.
It's an innuendo bell, and it's never been used on this.
Has
I
now.
didn't realize I had the bell until I looked over here. When you rang yours, Brad, I go, wait a minute, I've got a bell here too, damn it. And so sure enough, there it is.
I have the bell.
The bell.
This is Doc.
Aww. Now you're gonna make me cry. We lost.
Well, if you were deaf, you wouldn't be able to hear it then.
Well, apparently Doc was deaf on the day that he died.
Ironically, how they're tying all this together well.
So Zay, we lost a dear friend on February 5th, 2019. He got hit by a train while he was out jogging.
He got hit by Amtrak.
Amtrak, and he hated Amtrak.
He hated Amtrak.
It's so ironic.
Wait, that's horrifying.
Don't you think?
Little.
Oh my god.
Never mind.
It's okay. He
I'm sorry for smiling. That I'm not trying to smile.
See?
We
he became his own Friday leftover.
Okay. Sorry. So Zay, how is your ear feeling? What is the status of your hearing? Talk to me.
The status is that the hole patched over, so that's really good news. I still have a huge scab type thing on my eardrum, so it muffles the hearing.
Oh no!
I don't need surgery.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I don't need surgery. And as soon as I went to the doctor and the doctor was like, okay, the hole closed up, I booked a trip and I was out of here. Sorry for making.
Are you ever coming back to the Friday live stream?
Huh?
I hope. Oh no,
she's deaf. Be nice to her. She's deaf.
The ear hasn't quite healed, apparently.
Don't make fun of her holes.
I'm not making fun of anything. I'm saying, are you going to come back to us after today's experience with the bells?
Yes,
okay,
but I will be more careful about my speech.
No, you won't. Flensborg D says, I'm deaf on my left ear, but it was not with cotton tips. I stood too very close to an artillery exercise in the Royal Navy.
Oh,
wow.
Oh, that's not good.
That would suck.
Ooh, yikes. Zay is gonna go ahead and mention this. Zay's leaving us early today, y'all. I just want to get that out there now and make it awkward.
Because of the restraining order against me, and I just look. I didn't mean it when I said what I said, and it's okay.
So our friend Jeff Fisher, right, who you do the Saturday morning live show with,
I do, ironically,
10 a.m. Eastern.
Yes,
on X.
Uh-huh.
He often talks about, he uses the phrase 3 cuts to clown face. You get 3 cuts for plastic surgery and your face ain't coming back. So I just wonder, would either of y'all, before I ask that question, I don't normally chime in on the questions that I ask here because I feel like everyone's already heard everything else that I have to say about my life. I've basically said everything. Have I ever told the story about how I got T-boned? And I should have died. It was I love my 87 Honda Accord. I got T-boned on the driver's side. And if any other car had hit me other than a Volkswagen Beetle, I would have died. And so I guess in a roundabout way, I can say with accuracy that Adolf Hitler saved my life. Right? Because you see, he designed.
He did. You're right. That's very nice.
And that while, but I had an old stereo. See, before we went on the air here, we were talking about how old Brad and I are, and Zay doesn't get any of our references. But stereos used to be so heavy, like
boom boxes.
But this wasn't a boom box. This was a desktop stereo, and it was just heavy. And my uncle gave it to me, and it was riding around on my trunk. This is why I tell my kids. I learned a lesson that day: do not drive around with heavy things, big things in your trunk or in I feel like a bell is needed somewhere there, somewhere in your car there, because it becomes a missile in a wreck. And I got hit and I spun around here. If you're in Metro Atlanta,
there's one.
Powder Springs Road. Let's see here. No, about half that size. Not the speakers either, but about half that size. But anyway, so if Powder Springs Road, just think of the main thoroughfare in your town, 5 lanes, people going Mach 8 on them and stuff. Anyway, when I got hit, my trunk flew open, the stereo flew out of the back. Now, I didn't know this at the time, but when I finally came to a stop after spinning, and I thought, okay, it's over, I'm alive. Like a damn movie, slow motion, I see that tabletop stereo coming down out of the heavens onto the windshield, and I put my hands because it's the glass is now it's like a bucket. The glass is a bucket because this thing, I don't know how high it ended up going, but it came and I thought I had to get out of the car carefully because I was about to have that thing in my lap. Anyway, that sucked. That was my worst experience. Okay, so would you ever get plastic surgery? And I mean, I don't. You can be part specific, but I just wonder. I was thinking we would keep it to the face for this discussion. God almighty!
You started it.
I know. Help me. Should we go to another question? Brad, would you ever get plastic surgery?
I'm trying to figure out what I would fix.
Stay in the face. Please stay in the face area.
Well, I mean, no, because no, not that. No, no, I wouldn't. And you know why I wouldn't? Because my feet, because my retarded feet.
What?
What does that have to what now?
Because I got my feet operated on because I had bunions on both. So I had 2 on my left foot and 1 on my right. And because the doctor who did the one on the right screwed it up. And so now I have a foot that I can't feel half the time.
No.
And my big toe sticks up. And I know I don't want anybody cutting into me ever again.
So you think that your face would look like a bunion or something?
I do. My nose would never touch the ground, and it would just be horrible because I couldn't feel it.
See, I would not get plastic surgery to like fix aging. But I could see like if something disastrous happened, like
right, correct.
I don't know, flying glass from a damn like if that windshield had just like
right.
I mean,
Would you consider a breast lift?
What are you implying?
Nothing. I don't think you need one yet.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. Then no, unless you really insinuated, if you really pushed for it, and if you paid for it, then I would do it for you.
Remember the guy who got the boob job in jail?
No, I don't want to know.
It was on a bet.
Dear God.
What?
Yeah, a guy got a boob job on a bet. I'll find it. This is back when it was unusual for men to get breast implants. Now it's like it's Tuesday. I mean, it's so weird, right? On a bet. Okay, let's see. 1996, Brian Zembick from Vegas made a bet with a friend that he would get breast implants if he lost a game of blackjack.
Oh, God.
Let's see if there's a picture of him.
Come on.
Yep, there he is. Oh, see? Okay, this is so stupid. Look, they get the...
Hang on, I'm afraid. Are we ready?
No, it's how stupid is this? They blur. He's not. It's a dude. They blurred out his breath. How freaking stupid is that?
That's good stuff.
That is so dumb.
That is so.
I mean, look. Why are they? I hate stupid. I just hate stupid.
Zay, would you ever get the plastic surgery going?
Yes. I'm very pro cosmetic work. As long as it's done well. Like, for example, this isn't surgery, but I think getting your teeth fixed is cosmetic work, and this is my second time having braces. When I start to sag, I will absolutely get a thread lift. I will do this. I will do that.
Hold on. Wait,
what lift?
What lift?
It's a thread lift.
Thread.
It's not as invasive as literally cutting your face and going like that. They put these, like, barbed threads in your face and go like that. I will get that done.
Hold on. What if you go through a metal detector and they're like waving the wand at your face? Is that going to go?
It's not metal. It's not metal.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
They don't leave them in there, do they?
They leave them in, but they kind of dissolve and they boost like collagen production and.
Oh gosh.
But yes, I actually tweeted about this yesterday and it pissed a lot of people off. I said that men can't really tell when women have filler that is done right and done very well because it's not supposed to be detectable. The problem is most people go way overboard with it, and also American doctors suck.
Okay, I got a quick question here on the lip filler stuff. Okay, serious question. So when you get that done, right? Oh gosh, how do I ask this? And you get too much, because it's so obvious when chicks get the filler.
Yeah.
Or maybe the good ones you can't tell. I don't know. But does it? Is there a point where if you get too much, you know, after a few weeks or whatever, does it look good? In other words, does it like slowly over time, you know, go to nothing? Is it like a tire? Like, because I put more air in my tire because I'm too lazy to go back and fill it up at the right amount. I put way more air in it to kind of, but I know I'm wearing out the tire more on or quicker.
Here, there's a good example of somebody who shouldn't have but did. Mickey Rourke.
Oh no, come on now. So in other words, does it ever get to a good spot
Uh,
where, or is it just all or nothing? Like,
so apparently they used to say that filler, you get it done and then it dissolves in like 2 years, but that turned out to be a huge lie. They've done these MRI studies on people who have gotten a ton of filler, and it migrates to other parts of your face and sometimes even multiplies somehow.
Like her?
oh wait, who? Hold on.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Okay,
What?
hold on. Time out.
What? What?
You say it migrates to other parts. Now, Zay,
Mm.
I know that you are attuned to foreign agents in the body. Okay, does this stuff, this filler, this color, whatever the hell, could it migrate to you know, your brain, cause cancer, something like that? I'm a little concerned about that.
I'm pretty sure it can. And I know this, not filler, but I know that Botox, especially in the forehead, since it paralyzes basically that muscle that you
Oh,
use to express emotions, it
oh no.
it can alter some of your brain structure and
Oh,
cause you to be uh basically less empathetic and make it
looking,
harder for you to
but
recognize
really,
emotions in
even
other people.
even so it doesn't just make you look less empathetic. It actually causes changes in the brain to make you less empathetic.
Yes, I mean, when you think about it, the brain is very plastic, and when you do paralyze a muscle that is used for emotion,
Right.
your brain recognizes that and basically tries to compensate in some
Oh
way.
no.
That's well. Of
That
course,
is,
Botox is it's a what do you call it? It's a poison, right? I
Yeah.
mean,
yeah, it's like a
why? Who was the first
bacteria
guy
or
to think
whatever.
of that? Let's inject poison into us and. Eesh.
And
His name is Anthony Fauci, I believe, is
I'm
the name
very
of the.
Uh-huh.
pro Botox if it is used for things like migraines that you
Mm,
can't treat in any other way.
yeah.
But
Okay.
for, I think, cosmetics, I don't think Botox looks good at all.
Uh, Zay, what is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you?
This show.
Yeah, I think you're right. Is that right?
Hmm.
Is that right, Zay? It's right now, being with us, hanging
Yeah.
out here. Okay. Uh,
This
Brad,
show.
yeah.
I was answering for me, not her. This show.
Okay. Gabby, this is that was a good 30 seconds right there for Instagram. Okay, so I guess we already
It's like the
handled that
Holly.
question there.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. What's the
Mm-hmm.
best age to be? Zay, you're about to piss us off. I'm going to tell you right now. Whatever your answer is, it's going to make
Yeah.
us mad.
Honestly, I
Say 40.
I'm 30 right now,
Uh-huh.
and I think this is the best age I've been so far. I I know a lot of people would say like their early 20s or something, but I thought my early 20s were ghetto as hell. It was not fun. I did not like it. You couldn't pay me to be 20 years old again.
Yeah.
I hated it.
Okay.
I was a mess. I was sloppy. I was a bitch. And now I feel great now. And I somehow look better now than I did when I was 20.
Okay. All right. Very good. Brad, what's your answer there?
Uh, the age I am now. Not
Oh,
not dead.
holy crap.
The
That's such
best
a lot.
age to be is not dead.
That's a good
33.
answer.
33 is my answer because I feel like I was in top physical condition at 33. That's when that's the age I was when my church softball team won the softball league championship. You know, and I had a good year and it was great. And then when I turned 34, my body fell the hell apart.
It gets worse.
I started getting injured like on the stupidest things, and oh gosh, 33 is the peak, y'all. All right, so what's the worst? Who wrote these questions? What's the worst age to be worse? What is the worst age to be? I'm not even drinking today. It's water, I promise. Okay, what's the worst age to be?
Who are you asking?
Anyone? I don't. There's only two of you. Jeez.
Okay,
Zay. I swear, she's gonna say. So if 30 was the best age, this is gonna be an interesting answer. What's the worst age?
29.
Okay, 20. I will say.
Don't you dare.
I'm gonna say 29 for a reason, but I'm also gonna say, for me personally,
yeah,
like 1920 was a mess. I didn't particularly enjoy it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy 21. Or wait, whenever my last year of college was, I liked that year. Before that, I didn't really love it because I was all over the place. And then 29, but let me tell you why. Because I was so scared of turning 30 that 29 was, I tortured myself for no reason about turning 30. But then as soon as my birthday was over and I was 30, I'm like, this is fine. I'm fine. And now I love being 30.
Don't torture yourself. That's our job.
Yeah. Get back to me. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Get back to me when you turn 34 and tell me if I was right about the difference between 33 and 34, or is it just me? And I look forward to people in the chat explaining, like, do you remember 33 to 34, or was that just my experience, of just total pain after that?
Deb says she like 49 through 55.
All right.
Wait, so was 34 good or bad? What are you saying?
No, 33 was my best year.
Yeah?
34 was my worst year. It's been downhill though since then. So I guess it's just every year's worse. I'm just talking about physical pain and injuries, really. Okay, what else we got here? Now, Zay, I'm looking at the clock here. I know you got to bail here shortly. And I'm totally going to guilt trip you for the next 24 minutes. Tell us about your Tokyo ghost experience.
So it wasn't in Tokyo. This was in Kyoto.
Oh, and do we have time for the story? Because I'm looking at the clock and we only have, like I said, the 24 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a super long story.
Okay, all right.
So, we were staying at this very old. It's called a ryokan. It's one of those old houses. So we were staying in one. It has like the tatami mats on the floor, and you're sleeping on a futon on the ground. It's one of those.
Oh, come on.
And it was very, very old.
Okay.
So it didn't happen to me. It happened to my boyfriend who was sleeping right next to me. Apparently, he woke up at like 3 or 4 in the morning, and he said there were 3 ghosts like around his head, kind of whispering to him.
What?
And when he sat up and he acknowledged them, and when he did, he said it made the ghosts even more excited, and they were kind of like teasing him, and he just kind of let it happen for a little bit, and then finally he was like, okay, that's enough, I want to go to sleep, and he just dismissed them and they went away. So that happened. And then like 2 nights later, it was a 2-story house. I was downstairs, and then one of them came up and whispered something in my ear.
Yeesh.
But it wasn't scary at all.
What did it whisper?
I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know.
Oh, wow.
Hold on a
second. I
That's
got a
what
question.
it said.
I have a question. Had you imbibed? Had you all been, smoking the Mary Jane? What was happening before that?
We were completely sober.
Okay. Just asking.
We would drink a little bit, like during dinner and stuff, but we'd be completely sober by the time we go to bed.
Interesting.
And this was a couple hours out. And the one when it whispered in my ear, I was completely sober. It was like daytime.
Did people tell you ahead of time, hey, this is a haunted place you're staying? In other words, is this known for a haunted area or?
Well, Kyoto it's an extremely old place.
Uh-huh.
And one of the temples that we went at nighttime is called Fushimi Inari. It's the one with a million torii gates that you just walk through.
Mhm.
And we were there at night. It was, I think, 10, 11 o'clock at night.
Mhm.
We definitely it was a ghost or a guy who was possessed.
Oh, that's probably the case.
It was very, very, very weird.
Uh-huh.
And then the guy, he was trying to talk to us, and he looked like he was in such a daze that both of us were like, what the hell is going on?
So, have y'all talked about this, you and your boyfriend? Can I say his name or no?
Yeah, you can say his name.
Okay. Have you and Robert talked about this since then?
We've talked about this in depth a lot.
Wow.
And
So
lucky for me, he also believes in ghosts, aliens, all of that. So it's
check your phone real quick. Has he texted you in the last hour?
No.
Wow. Okay. Just curious.
Getting irritated.
Yep.
Yeah, I know you are. That's why I said that. Okay. Hey, Elon Musk claims. How about that for a segue, y'all?
Don't trust that dirty SOB.
Elon Musk claims 10 billion humanoid robots will outnumber people and invade Earth.
What?
Yeah.
Where'd you see that?
This is
So he says this as he's the one who is designing and making said AI robots.
Isn't that something? So Tesla vows to produce 10,000 of these robots by the end of this year. And he says, quote, long term, I think there will be more. The ratio of humanoid robots will be more than 1 to 1. There might be 2 humanoid robots or more, maybe 10 to 1 for every human, which means there will be well in excess of 10 billion humanoid robots. He then went on to share a video of the latest iteration of Optimus, whose walking style has gotten noticeably more human-like.
That one's cool.
Yeah. So starting at $20,000 to $30,000. And as I want to do on this show, is when I print up stories. Apparently, I don't print up the whole thing, so it doesn't pay off the headline about the invading Earth. So I don't know.
I think he made it up.
I don't know the context of that quote because it didn't print up.
He made it up.
If you want to Google that, by all means, do my job for me, please. Are we concerned about not only the rise of AI, but can you imagine AI inside one of those humanoids? Ooh,
whoa, they really do look cool now. Yeah. Holy crap! That is not real. That is not real.
What do we got going on here?
That's AI.
What do you mean it's AI?
Well, because it didn't. I don't have the sound on. Yeah. That one's real, but the one in the background of the other thing was not real. But the way they're walking now,
yeah,
it's so badass.
A little concerning. I think we're gonna be faced with an army of those one day marching down our neighborhoods.
What? Come on.
We're gonna be begging for an EMP at some point. Well, take them out. I don't care. Take out my iPhone. Whatever. Just get rid of.
Who's gonna look? If you don't have a woman to fold the clothes, isn't a robot the next best thing?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, I don't want that thing in my house.
I'm never having one of those things in my house.
Well, it wouldn't have to be in your house because you're a woman and you get to fold the clothes. Yeah. So if you weren't there, the robot would do it.
Yeah, I'm with Flensburg all the way. It is Skynet just sitting there waiting to happen. Okay, you only have 17 minutes left with us, Zay. I'm going to try to make the most of this. What do you think of this? 2 men are taking legal action against adult platform OnlyFans over the claim that the models used chatters to talk to them. According to reports by 404 Media, a class action complaint from 2 OnlyFans users claims that the platform allows fraud to take place. What?
Men are so stupid.
They are so stupid! That's all I was thinking of. Because they're using third-party services to talk to their subscribers by impersonating them. The men, I can't believe these guys let their names be published. Oh, no, it's M. Brunner and Jay Fry. I guess they're not going to. Anyway.
They're the same guys that think when they go into a strip club that the girls really are attracted to them.
Yeah.
She really likes me. She talked to me.
She talked to me.
That's
And then I ran out of ones, and the next thing you know,
Right. She wouldn't talk to me.
wouldn't talk to me anymore. What happened there? So they believe that the creators they were subscribed to were speaking directly to them in messages and videos. Listen to this. They suspected they were talking to chatters, and this is some British story. You know how it goes. And
that's AI, right?
And not the real OnlyFans creator, when they realized that one individual would not be able to send the volume of genuine DMs or video clips to meet the demand of. Hold on a second. Blah blah blah. Hold on. Okay. This is where they realized that they were not with the real model, because they said they wouldn't pay it as much if they thought they were just talking to some faker, right? But they were like, hey, there were errors within the messages, or there'd be contradictory information. Yeah, that's because you're not talking to the chicks, you dumbasses.
Men have been doing this since the 90s, and chat rooms were created. And men would go to the lesbian chat rooms and so what you had was a chat room full of dudes pretending to be women, all talking to themselves. Don't ask me how I know.
I was about to ask you how.
Shut up. I just said, don't ask me how I know.
This is more information.
I just said, don't ask me how I know.
But hey, Zay, what do you think of this?
She's so looking forward to whatever.
She's like, is it 4:00 Eastern yet?
I've got to go.
So what is it? Is it, should these guys have legal ground to sue, or are we just going to chalk it up to, man, these guys are dumbasses and they're getting what they deserve?
I think they're dumbasses.
Okay. All right.
But they should still be able to sue because they're not getting what they were told, unless it's like buried in the fine print.
But yeah, does it say, like, on OnlyFans?
Probably does.
Do they specifically say, talk to, come up with some name, please.
Bambi.
I almost said Betty, and then I realized,
Bambi.
Wow, I'm 80. So Bambi, talk to Bambi. Does it say that? Like,
but even if it does, down in the fine print, we reserve the right to, at peak hours or whatever, to substitute whatever. Bambi doesn't even exist to begin with, though.
That's the other thing.
Men are stupid.
Men are stupid.
Men are stupid and whores.
Wait, and whores?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. That's not a case by case.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, there are always exceptions, but that's the Daily Mojo rule. Men are whores and gay men are super whores.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's good.
Yeah, you did. Deep in there, you did, in the back of your mind. You knew it.
Okay, I did. Okay. Do you guys sleep? Raise your hand if you sleep with a stuffed animal. I didn't. Bradley. Stop.
I brought a picture.
No, you didn't. No.
I did.
Oh God. Oh no. Zay, I expected that. Brad, what is happening?
Right there.
Oh, hold on. Let me see here. Oh no.
Oh God.
There's Brad's stuffed animal. What's the name of your stuffed animal there, Brad?
Gorfon.
Gorfon looks all cuddly. That's for sure.
He is. His hair itches a little bit, but not so much that I can't take it.
Cool. Zay, what kind of stuffed animal are you sleeping with there?
I can show you. Hold on.
Okay. While you do that.
And it's only because Grok would not create an image of Pamela Anderson as a stuffed animal. And it wasn't. You want to see what Grok said Pam Anderson as a stuffed animal was?
Oh gosh.
That.
I'm scared.
Okay.
That was Pam Anderson as a stuffed animal.
I'm not
I
seeing
don't
it.
see the vision.
I don't either.
I'm not seeing it.
I don't either.
Okay, let me see your stuffed animal there. What do you got?
Okay, and just a little context.
No.
This one is from one of those claw arcade.
Oh, nice.
Japan. And even though he's not texting me back, I'm gonna give Robert another shout out. He got this for me, and I love it.
Oh, let's see. Hang on.
Oh,
that is a big.
He's partly invisible.
Hang
That's
on a
so
second.
Cool.
I don't need too many details, but how crowded is that bed of yours for a stuffed animal that size? Good grief!
I have a big bed.
Okay, good grief.
I have a big
bed. So 21% and back. Okay, so a year ago, 21% of plush toys were sold to adults over 18. And Build-A-Bear, listen to this here. Hang on a second.
Those things are expensive. expensive.
Build-A-Bear has an entire section of its website dedicated to products for grown-ups. A survey of the company commissioned found that more than half of people held on to a childhood stuffed animal. I'm pretty sure I have a childhood stuffed animal in a box in the garage. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I don't cuddle with it. It's somewhere out there, I think.
Bethy
but about
Knott has one.
40% of adults say they sleep with a plush toy. 40%. Okay.
That's a lot.
That's a
now do sex dolls.
Now do sex dolls.
Well, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying that's the new stuff.
Yeah. I don't need a cuddly teddy bear anymore. I need a.
Those things are expensive.
Have you been pricing them?
Have you not?
I have not. Zay's looking at the clock. 11 minutes and I'm out of here.
They're like $3,000.
Look at this. This is concerning. This is okay. You see this? This is a bone of mice. This one here is bone of mice. And then after 37 days in space, look at that. Look what happened to the bones of the mice that they sent to space. 37 days.
Looks like Swiss cheese.
Right. And then I got to thinking 9 months for those astronauts. I'm a little concerned. Do you think we're going to hear more, maybe some sort of health issues that they... What do you think is going to happen with their health after 9 months? No thoughts on that?
Who are you asking?
I swear I will come through this computer. I will make you answer right now.
I'm trying. I'm just what? I was waiting for Zay. I was trying to be a gentleman and wait for her to answer.
I think we should make Zay answer all the questions for the next 10 minutes just to get the most out of her before she leaves.
No. Why
you guys aren't going to like what I'm going to say. I don't think
we should go into space.
I don't think it's real.
I knew it. I knew as soon as she started to answer that, I almost jumped in there and said, "You don't even think they went to space, do you?"
No, I don't. I don't think space is what we're told it is at all. I don't think it works that way. So I don't. I also.
Damn it! Why are you leaving at 4?
Right.
And why did we start this?
Maybe that should be the topic, Brad. Who did you make plans with first? I demand an answer. This show or your 4 o'clock plans?
I'm going to get hot pot with my best friend.
What is hot pot?
Get hot pot? I thought you said you were going to go get high.
Oh no, God!
What is hot pot?
What's hot pot?
Hot pot is the thing where they put the big boily soup in front of you, and then you take the meat and stuff and you dip it in. And then...
Who did you make plans with first?
You mean like fondue?
I think your friend has to.
Kind of, but
I think
with
you need to
broth.
call your friend, put your friend on speakerphone, and we'll say that you're busy and that you will be exiting your place at 5 o'clock, not 4 o'clock.
She's coming from Miami, and I haven't seen her in over a month.
Haven't answered the question. Okay. Let's see here. Millions of hot pot.
Now I'm kind of hungry. Yeah, that
it looks great, right? Hot pot.
Awesome. That's not hot pot. Where's your hot pot?
Not hot pot. That's where's my. Did you just ask me where my hot pot was?
Yeah, that's not.
That is not my hot pot. Hang on a second. I'll find the damn hot pot.
Yeah, I thought.
Calm down.
You said it looks yummy, and every time you reference something you're seeing, it's usually on your other screen.
Well, you know what? I just got all into the hot pot and wasn't thinking. There's the hot pot.
Look at that. It's awesome.
Oh, is there like a restaurant that does that?
Can I just say, ignore the hot pot for a moment. Everything, everything in the perimeter around it there, that looks like one hell of a charcuterie ready. And
it does. And that looks like a mouse bone.
Do I have to hand in my man card if I absolutely love charcuterie? If I just
no, because you're pronouncing it wrong, so it's okay. Your man card is still.
What is it? What is it? What is it?
Go ahead, Zay.
Wait, because he can't. Brad can't. Zay, don't say it. Zay, don't say it. Make Brad say it.
She can say it because it starts with she.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Excuse me.
Would you call it char?
Char.
That's when you burn it.
I swear.
That's
you might
why.
have to hand in your man card. Just because you know how to pronounce it. So the bees are disappearing. 80% of the bees, they said.
Oh, as we're moving on, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What are we talking?
Nothing. I just you get all you rush me to get the meat out there, and then we're moving on. I didn't even try on that one.
She's looking at the clock. 7 freaking minutes, bro. I seriously, I think tell your friend to drive to your place, and that'll buy us a little bit more time. Say no, change of plans. We're eating here.
What if I come back on next week?
Okay.
Hot Pocket. I was thinking Hot Pockets too, Craw.
We'll have you on next week. Absolutely. So, but I mean, I want to make sure. Check your schedule. Are you free from 3 to 5 Eastern?
Yes, next week. Yes.
All right. Everyone's my witness.
Sue says the lady astronaut's chin looked weird when she got back. Yes, she did.
Okay, we've talked about her chin.
Her chin looked freaky.
Okay, hold on. We talked about her chin.
Yeah.
But the chin was like that before she left Earth, right? So I just think it's her.
Okay, it's just weird. But damn it, now I want to talk about Zay's view on space.
Hang on a second. We'll talk. Okay, hold on. Put a bookmark in that, okay? Or a pen in it, I guess.
Stick a pin in it.
Zay, next week, will you tell us your thoughts on space and what it really is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So write that down. Somebody write that down. I guess I've lost all of my Sharpies. Here we go. Hang on.
What day is it? Friday? Yeah, on space.
Yeah, next Friday. Where's I have no paper. I mean, what the hell is happening? Hang on.
You ever had a Vietnamese hot pot?
No.
It's kind of like walking the dog, I think.
Who are you asking? Ha! Sucker.
I was talking to her while you were off looking for a Sharpie. It was a witchy poo chin, Deb. You're right.
Witchy.
It was a witchy poo chin. I wasn't the only one who thought.
You know what? The health tip story, Zay. If you're going to be with us next week, we'll revisit that as well. Okay. So
don't put ice picks in your ears. That's the health tip.
That's a good health tip.
Yeah.
You should.
That's the number one health tip. Don't put ice picks in your ears.
Okay. So I don't know what should we worry about bees? I hear about them disappearing all the time. This one beekeeper went from 20,000 beehives to less than 1,000, and this was in less than a year.
If all of the bees are gone, we would all die.
That's what this article basically says. It talks about how
there was a whole Black Mirror episode about how all of the bees went extinct, and then they had to do robotic bees, and then the robotic bees were targeting people and killing them.
Brad just asked me yesterday.
There's a reference to that. The new Black Mirror season is out now.
It is?
Yeah, I know. Right. I didn't know it either. So it's now, but they said don't, at least on Mashable, they said don't start with common people, even though that's the one that first pops up. Don't start with common people because it'll freak you out and all that. So I started with common people because I'm like,
did it freak you out?
No, but it was like pretty pointed, and they referenced the mechanical bees in it.
Oh,
and I just watched it today. It's really creepy. I mean,
I'm so glad. I'm so grateful that you brought up Black Mirror, because yesterday off the air, Brad was asking me about Black Mirror, and I think he was personally offended when I said that I don't watch it.
What?
Look.
Why?
Yeah,
you should watch it.
I'm sure I wouldn't. What is it on Netflix?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. I've never.
I don't even know why I talked to you.
That's kind of how I felt. So when you brought it up, Zay, part of me felt like that is so awesome. Brad is someone to talk about Black Mirror with, and then also it made me feel like, oh crap, he's gonna hate me even more. And Brad, I don't know if your volume is like at 900 decibels.
Is mine? Is it too hot now?
Yeah. Are you deaf?
So no.
I could expect that from Zay's like.
Okay, so yesterday it was too low, and now it's too high. I moved the microphone so I'd be right here.
You try to make me happy, and I'm impossible.
Nothing I do is ever good enough for you, is it, Peg?
Wait, what? What is
Married with Children?
Married with Children, yes.
That show came out when Zay was like.
No, she wasn't even alive, bro.
Like one.
No, she wasn't.
What? No.
We've gone over this. I was out of high school. I had already graduated before Zay was hatched. I'm just looking.
Zay, were you born in space? Holy shit, 1987.
I know. She was born in 95, bro. 94. Yeah.
I was born in 94. So in 87, I didn't even exist in my dad's body yet. I was
Okay,
still
all
as
right,
an egg in my mom.
Stop it. Yeah. How do you know? You don't even know that you were in your mom.
Oh my gosh, could we
What do
move
you
on?
mean?
We've only got a minute left. So sorry. It's time to go.
I'm just looking to see if there's anything else to talk about here.
She's got 50 seconds. Let her go.
Let her go.
Let the
She wants
woman
to
go.
All right, hey, have fun with your friend there, and
Getting high
make
with the pot.
make sure that you tell her that she, your friend, was more important than this. And no, I'm just kidding. We'll see you
I'll
next
be
week.
sure to let her
I'm
know.
saving stories for you for next week. And
I have a lot to talk about. I have so much to say. It's such little time.
Well, bring it to the table because I don't feel like doing show prep for next week.
I'll come up with a list of things that I want to talk about.
Yeah,
I'd like to talk more about ghosts.
okay.
Space.
You need to be on the Thursday show.
Space Ghost.
Space
All right.
ghosts.
All right,
Aliens.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna
Elon.
honor
And Elon.
the time because it just hit 4:00 Eastern. Go have fun with pot, and we'll see you next week.
Hot
All
pot.
right. Hot pot. Bye. Oh boy, that was rude.
Wow, that was rude.
I was really quick on the trigger. I apologize. I wasn't trying.
Wow.
Sorry. Okay, so can we turn your volume down? Is that even
Okay?
possible?
What? So yeah, I mean, it's so weird because it sounded fine to me yesterday here. It sounds fine to me here. Fine. I don't
All
know
right.
what is going on.
I don't know. I just don't want to hear myself. I mean, kind of like
I don't
all
want to
the
hear
people-
me.
All the people tuned in right now, just like them. I don't want to hear me.
I don't want to hear me.
All right, that's better. I'm not. Well, no, I'm still hearing it. Okay, whatever.
Well, you're still hearing what?
Maybe it's me. Maybe my ear. No, there's nothing. I only hear you coming through these.
What
not
is it
me.
you're hearing that you don't?
Slapback. My
Oh,
slapback.
you're hearing. Your reverb.
Yeah, but
I didn't know that.
anything generating audio of my voice on this end. It's got to be coming from your end. The end.
I don't think. Oh,
headphones
so you're
down
thinking
all the
it's my headphones?
Yeah.
Is it still doing it?
Yeah.
It's not because I've got them way down.
How aggravating is that? All right, whatever.
Ron always blames me for that.
Well, he's right to do that.
He's wrong. No, Ron's
I
always
bet
wrong.
if you turned your volume down all the way, I wouldn't hear me. Check. Correct. I don't hear me. All right.
You don't hear you at all.
Didn't hear me. Okay, so listen to this. This is weird.
I didn't touch my volume.
Okay.
I touch my knob.
So I love the state of Colorado. And it's so wild when you're driving way up on these peaks and there are cows just hanging out, like on the side of the road.
Random cows.
And you're like, what the hell? Like, how did a cow ever get up here? It's like,
yeah.
Surely it was transportation. You hitched a ride or whatever, or your grandma did or whatever. Now I bring this up because I want you to think of how this is a very rural area of Colorado that the story is based in. But cows have been disappearing en masse without a trace. A group of 46, a group of 38, a group of 31, and a group of 43 vanish. No carcasses, no tracks, no nothing, man.
Where was it? Is this Colorado? Where?
This is based in Olathe, Colorado. Olathe. That's where this story is datelined. And it's not unusual. I thought you would finish that and start singing for me.
It's not loved by anyone.
It's not unusual for cows to go to, like, different fields and all this stuff.
Whoa.
Are you finding the story?
Oh, yeah. It's up there right now. Colorado. 200 is
right. So
wow. And
cold case.
And there was no
sign at all. There are theories, but none of them hold water. None of them
hold cows.
None of them hold cows. So
wow, so they're not even being drained.
Right, like there's no like alien like autopsy on the cows and blood drained out. They have vanished, man. I realize it's rural, but it's not so rural that they shouldn't find something.
Well, it's just as weird as when they are mutilated and they don't find any of the blood or the parts that have been taken off,
But
and
they do find the bodies.
they find what's left. Maybe it has become more efficient for whoever was mutilating to just take the whole damn cow.
But I mean, here's what it says. Even so, let's see. The particulars are puzzling. No semi-trailer could reach the hardscrabble, unpaved altitude where these cattle were spread. The kind of range even experienced ranch hands don't know by heart. Typically, mother cows separated from their calves would show distress. A mass die-off, perhaps from poison weed, would produce bodies. And it just goes on to throw out all these possible theories, but none of them hold cows.
That's wild. So let's see, was it when was it 46, 38, 31? So all in groups of like a few dozen at a time.
Right.
So, but even just a few dozen cows are going to smell. So how do you?
And if they were stolen, there should be tracks.
Right.
There's nothing. There's
nothing.
Because
that's the other thing. Cows aren't easy to move.
Oh wait, look at this. Hold on. This is very important. I should start doing an audio check with the audience.
Why? Because now they can't hear me.
No. Your
it's
audio
awesome.
is awesome. Because we know we had some issues early on.
Yeah.
And so if there's ever issues, y'all are our eyes and ears. So first of all, our eyes, you need to Google stuff for us and do my job for me, as I say. And then when it comes to audio, if something's off or if it's too hot or too cold or too low.
Because we cannot, for whatever freaking reason, is that you can't, sitting here, everything sounds fine.
Right.
And there is no way to monitor.
Right.
For whatever reason, what is on the other side of everything.
You know what's so sad, bro? Check this out. Let me show you this. I have
put a man on the moon.
I have a board. Remember Borowski? He gifted me this audio board long ago, Rob Borowski. And I've never
It doesn't matter.
Figure it out. I can't figure out anything.
How many buttons is that thing? Mine has more buttons than yours.
Oh yeah. Well, congrats.
I got a bunch of buttons. I could get one of those apps on the phone that would count buttons, but it probably wouldn't go that high.
So it's like halfway hooked up. You see cables coming out of it. It's like halfway hooked up, but not quite there.
There will still not be a way, even if you get it all hooked up, there will still not be a way to hear.
No, but hold on. Wes did me a favor. Wes, he typed up, and Wes, if you're watching, I love you so much. He printed up, he typed up, he took the time to type, print, deliver 4.5 pages worth of instructions.
You won't read them. I mean, you could get the same instructions by reading the instructions for that board, but
I'm reading them. It doesn't mean that I understand them. You know,
that's how I knew when I was old. And this has been.
You can stick your head up a butcher's ass, but why wouldn't you just take his word for it?
Now, why would I want to stick my head up a butcher's ass?
You know, the fact that you don't.
I don't understand.
Okay, you don't watch. I don't watch Black Mirror, and you haven't watched Tommy Boy.
I have, but that's not a quote that I recall from. But I'm not saying it's not there. I just don't remember that one. All I think of is Fat Man in a Little Coat. But
who's your favorite little rascal? Is it Spanky?
But I was old the day that I got a new stereo from Hi-Fi Buys in Nashville.
Hi-Fi Buys! Hold on. Time out. I want you to say your point. But the fact that you're referencing Hi-Fi Buys, you could have stopped the story. I knew I was old right there. But anyway, continue.
How long have they been out of business?
A decade.
A long time. Oh, this is 15 years ago. And the instructions on it, I couldn't figure them out.
Oh, no.
And I did. And part of the problem was that the remote they gave me was not... Let's see. No, they didn't have a remote. So I bought just a universal one or whatever. And it turns out that there is stuff you couldn't do without the remote to that system. But still,
so they set you up.
They did. That's why it was on sale. Bastards.
Oh, no.
So anyway, back to the cows. Sorry.
No, that wreck that I told you about, I had just gotten, and this is the only time in my life that I had a nice, in-car stereo. I've just done stock before and since then. I had, for about 2 weeks, I had an awesome stereo. And then when the car got totaled, they took it back at Hi-Fi Buys. High five eyes. Yeah, high five.
High five, buys.
I'm high apparently. So anyway, and I must have had I know I had a nice stereo in Omaha too, because that was the irony of moving from the hood of Third Ward, Houston, Texas, where I didn't have any problem with crime whatsoever. Then we moved to the western edge of Omaha, Nebraska, where there was nothing but cornfields between our apartment complex and the state of Wyoming, 500 miles away. And 2 weeks after being there, my nice stereo got stolen out of my car. So I guess I've had two nice stereos in my life.
How close were you to the car when it got stolen?
Oh gosh, I don't know. It was in the parking lot of the apartment complex.
Mine was parked in front of the house that we were renting in Granada Hills. And so I was maybe 20 feet away from my truck. And I got out to, and it was a brand new Pioneer. And I got out there, got in the truck in the morning to go to the radio station. And I thought, this is weird. That doesn't, and it was early, so it wasn't like computing with me. And I looked over and I'm like, but there's wires there. Why? How come there's no knob? No. 20 feet away.
Wait, they stole your knob too?
They stole my knob. They stole my knob. They stole
okay.
the whole shooting. Hey, the cows.
So the cows are missing. What are we gonna do about this? I don't like that. Oh, I learned something from that story. I had no idea that that branding of cattle is a Western United States thing. Like another, I think it was like Rocky Mountains westward. And they say in the story, if they were stolen and taken east, then you would never know, because they weren't branded or
they
required to brand them. So maybe they weren't branded or something.
Why would cow? Wait, you're saying that they don't brand cows east of the Mississippi?
Yeah, that's what the story said. Hang on.
Our cow? What?
It's like certain states. Look for a map, because I couldn't find one. Certain states don't require it, and it's mostly Midwest, East, blah blah blah. Try to find this.
No, it says Kentucky. They brand them. Why wouldn't you brand your cows?
I'm just saying it's not a law. It's not
well, but if you own cows, you would want to brand them,
right?
Because they're your cows, and cows all look alike, which is kind of hard to. They don't come. Well, some of them do come if you call them by name, but
let's just see if I worded it wrong. The missing animals were reported to local brand inspectors, who play a key role in Colorado, known as a brand state. Branding is not obligatory, but livestock owners who do it must register. Dear God, you have to register their brands with the state's agriculture department. Any sale or movement of cattle over 75 miles or to another state requires a review by one of 63 inspectors to verify ownership. Blah, blah, blah. In the lower 48, all states from the Rockies west are brand states, but most to the east are not, meaning they do not require proof of ownership to sell livestock. Once you get past those borders, they're pretty much gone. So, in other words, if you had a cow that hadn't been branded yet,
right, which is why you brand your cows.
Your calf, you should do it early, right? I mean, I don't
report the sounds like it might hurt if you branded your own calves, but Anyhow, the weird part is that because 43 cows, that is what is good. There's something weird, but every time the cattle mutilations happen, we hear about it for like a day and then nothing. And then the story goes, well, like every other damn story these days, it goes away in a day, no matter what it is. Remember the Epstein files. Where are they? They're just gone. We're not ever going to talk about them again. It's so frustrating.
Every day I'm getting angrier and angrier about that. I'm not letting it go either. I mean, I need to do a deep dive on Epstein. I think.
And why aren't they releasing? I mean, weren't we supposed to? Who was the what's her name? Una Paloma Blanca, the head of the whole committee, where they're going through all like the JFK stuff and all of that. And weren't they going to go through Roswell too? I thought
it was UFOs. I don't know if it was specifically Roswell.
But they're supposed to release all that stuff too, and all they do is go, well, it looks like it's all been released. But how the hell are we going to know if they're telling us the truth anyway? Because we don't know, we haven't seen, and like with Roswell, who the hell knows if there's something written down some. Now there's something in a warehouse somewhere, but who knows which warehouse and what part of the warehouse.
So speaking of Roswell, because we had a great conversation yesterday. If you missed the Thursday deep dive, it's in the article up there. Look for April 10th, blah, blah, blah. Or scroll down. It's somewhere down there. But
Or ask Grok, he'll tell you.
Grok won't know. He's
a good boy.
Oh my gosh, don't fall
He's a
for
good
it.
boy.
Go back and watch the AI chat I did 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Grok doesn't want to kill us. He wants to be our friend and make us happy.
Who are you?
You need to watch Common People.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Well, first of all, Common People is a great song by Ben Folds and
It's Black Mirror episode.
Okay, but Ben Folds and what's his name? Captain Kirk.
William Shatner?
Yeah, it's a great song. It's a hilarious song. Common People. In fact, I think they do multiple songs because there's also I forget. Good stuff. But hold on a second. I love this. This will make me want to watch Black Mirror. Isn't Black Mirror the one where the two dudes playing a video game made out with each other? Yeah, I'm gonna not put that on my in my
Two dudes
queue.
playing a video game made out with each other.
I don't know.
Did they? I don't remember that one. They may have. I don't know.
Brad's like, I don't know. It sounds like a good show to me.
But I'm looking for it right now because, hey, every other show you watch, there's somebody making out. There's a gay couple in everything because it's the cool thing to do now. You can either, it's...
if you don't have your gay quota met in your show,
right,
then you're
and I mean,
called before the board.
Who doesn't enjoy sucking on a big old toe every now and then, right? Right.
So I've got this story that ties in nicely with yesterday's Roswell discussion. And this is fascinating. An orb UFO was shot down out of the sky and retrieved by the U.S. Navy during a 1962 missile test. A former top aide to 4 U.S. presidents revealed. Harold Malmgren was a senior advisor to JFK, LBJ, Nixon, and Ford. The retired government official said he was briefed by top CIA and Atomic Energy Commission officials on a videotaped missile test. He videotaped this, Brad. Turn down your headphones.
In what year?
1962.
They filmed it then, didn't they? They didn't have videotape then?
Sweet Lord.
What?
Yes, they filmed it. You're right.
Okay.
You're right. It should say, why am I hearing myself? You turned it up. Okay. So anyway, you're playing games with me.
I would not toy with your emotions.
That's not true. Why? It's louder. What the hell's happening?
I don't know.
Why?
How high are yours turned up?
There's no. I'm not coming through my earbuds. Only you are in the videos that we play. If we were to play them, I swear there's a technical issue every damn time I sit down at this computer.
I know that feeling.
I'm gonna hit mute and see what happens. Okay, so it's definitely picking. I don't know what's happening. I think he's playing with me, y'all. I think Brad is trying to drive me insane.
I'll take all the high end out.
To what end, I know not. Okay, so the retired government official said he was briefed by blah, blah, blah. Videotape filmed missile.
Huh?
That took place during the Cuban Missile Crisis in October of 1962, during which the shocking UFO incident occurred. Why am I hearing myself? Malmgren's daughter, economist Dr. Pippa Malmgren, herself a former special assistant to President George W. Bush.
Oh, Pippa.
Turn it down. I will.
I'm not turning it up.
Revealed the details of her father's story on her blog last week after the veteran presidential aide passed away on February 13th at the age of 89. Now, Harold described a video of a missile test launch from October 25th, 1962, in which a mysterious white orb can be seen flying in circles around the rocket as it speeds through the air. The missile was equipped with what Pippa described as an X-ray. Listen to this. This ties in perfectly with part of our discussion yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
An X-ray machine in the nose cone, designed to use radiation to disable an incoming enemy nuclear missile. But the test's missile's intense X-ray burst appeared to disable the UFO too.
So see, and I'm not sure that
Time out.
you still can't hear, or you can hear.
No, now your mic's loud. Like, what happened? And yes, I still heard the slap back. Is anybody else hearing the slap back? Maybe it's just me. Just tell me if it's just me, and I'll move
Because
on.
I don't hear it now. Is it super loud still?
No, you sound good now. You sound good, and I don't hear me. Don't touch a thing, dear God! Don't touch anything. I
wasn't. All right, so
isn't that wild? There's something there.
Yeah, but I don't think I worded the question yesterday right to Don, because what I was trying to say was that you're able as an extraterrestrial to get into a spaceship that can fly across space and time and whatever, all technically advanced and stuff, but then something as simple as either A, lightning, or B, a radar wave.
First,
and radar waves aren't unique to the planet Earth.
So, but what does our friend Jeffy always say with when they fail to launch spaceships here on Earth? What's the problem? There's clouds.
Oh, right.
Yes. So maybe aliens have the same issue.
Maybe
because they always cancel. They scrub a launch whenever there's a cloud. Oh, look at that cirrus!
Right.
Kill the countdown.
Well, I thought that was because of the possible rain or something. I don't know.
Sure it is. And so the aliens have to deal with the same meteorological anomalies that we do. And they're like, hey.
Sue wanted to see my hands.
Oh, okay. I was just what's going on there.
I do.
I don't see Sue's comment about your hands. What is... Why?
I don't know, but I'm looking at it. And then Lep says one of the dude's characters was a chick in the game. Oh, that's right. Okay. Oh, I do remember that. And it was weird because it was like AI. Yeah, that was, but it's not like, hey, you got to be gay. It fit the story.
What time did Sue make that?
Don't give away the ending, Toby said. What? She just now.
My last one is Jonathan Evans. It's just you, Keith.
That's okay. She said it right after that.
Wow, that one never showed up on my end. Weird.
Why do you have her blocked?
I don't have anyone blocked.
I mean, maybe you should unblock her, and then maybe, that wouldn't happen.
So many technical, I think I would be more effective if I just got on my roof and just yelled a show every day.
You could try that. I'm not saying it's going to work, but you could try it. Do you still?
I still don't have Sue's.
That's weird? So strange. Odd.
Let me go to the.
I'm going to say something. Hi, Keith, and let's see if you see mine.
Yep, there it is. Yeah, it goes Jonathan Evans. It's just you, Keith, and Brad Staggs. Hi, Keith.
Do you not see Toby either?
I don't see Toby either. That's right. Yeah. You did just quote Toby.
Well, then Sue said, "Let me see your head." Toby said, "Keith is Sue." What did he say? Judgy, and I said hi, and then she said,
"You know what? That's interesting because." This chat will jump every now and then and catch my eye, and I'll look over thinking that I expect to see a new comment, and there's no comment.
It's like
that's what it is.
It's like the double slit experiment.
I see Julie's.
If you're observing it, it changes to meet what it is.
I see Julie's. I'm here.
Craw Fist said same thing happened in Malaysian flights 370. The orbs. I still think Ashton has it right.
Who? So.
The Malaysian Airlines.
Yeah, I know. But I'm asking, there's been so many developments with that.
Carrie changes Keith's audio setting after each show. Do you let her up in that room?
No, in fact, I've got a.
Unless it has to be vacuumed or something.
I have a guy stand at the door during the live.
Okay, and she comes in and cleans it. You let her do that.
If you saw this room, you would see that no one comes in and cleans it.
So she's not doing her job. Okay.
This room has become purgatory for everything that doesn't have a special place in the house.
Including you.
Including me. And I just hang out up here. In fact, this was, what is funny? I took over this room before I did a live stream. And because the kids got older and the toy room and all this stuff, it just became a forgotten room. It's a room above.
You are no longer keeping kidnapped victims in there?
I'm no longer keeping kidnapped. So weird. What I did is I actually told her, I said, because downstairs, you know how downstairs there's a to the side. There's this room, and I had a desk on one side, and she had a desk on the other. And I said, like one day, I think I stood there, or maybe I was sitting, I don't know. And I go, look at this. Look how clean your side of the room is. Look at this. Look how nasty my side of the room is. It's like, and I literally said this. I said, I don't deserve to have my office space downstairs among the living. And so one weekend, I just dragged all my shit upstairs and I dumped it in this room. And I should just take a picture because it's just.
I remember your desk at the over at the studio too, and that was
I am the most disorganized person ever, and this doesn't really do it justice.
Whoa!
Okay, hold on. What are you doing?
I found something else that's gonna. This is weird.
Okay.
There it is, right there. Miyeti Allah raises the alarm over 25 missing cows. This was published today on the interwebs. Mysterious disappearance of 25 cows in Karim Lamido local government council of Taraba State, wherever the hell that is. Nigeria.
So cows are disappearing everywhere?
Yes.
I'm trying to get the full effect here so you can see this mess.
So they're disappearing in Colorado. They're disappearing. If you drew a line straight through the earth.
Do it. Do it right now. Do it. A stone man's.
Let's see. What is on the
holy
total opposite side, complete opposite side, exact opposite side of the world from Colorado.
Will Google let you do that? Can you see this trash heap? This is
not it.
Can you see how absolutely disgusting? If you look carefully, right about. Hold on, how do I do this?
That looks like the back seat of a car in the YouTube channel. Customer rolled in.
Wait, hold on. Hold that thought. Don't let me forget that. You see this right there? I can't even.
Is that yesterday's lunch?
This is right there under my. Okay, that right there is a dollhouse right there with the roof right below my finger. That's where the dividing line between the toy room and my shithole studio, if you will. That's where now. And just behind, just out of view there, you see on the shelf behind there? No, it's all fuzzy. I don't know. Anyway, that's where the World Book Encyclopedia is. I have to climb over a dollhouse to get to your World Book Encyclopedias that you want.
They're not mine.
How to keep getting to a seat. I stepped on papers. There's a news break. Judge permits
another 500 cows have gone missing.
Judge permits Trump to deport that Colombia a-hole.
Oh, the MS-13 gang member?
No, not that one.
A different one?
No, this is the rabble rouser at Colombia.
That dude. Oh, yeah. Him, yeah.
So
we're very sorry to see him go.
What you're seeing is the Today's Show prep on the floor there, and so there was carpet. There was a path there before. Oh, this will get thrown away. But right now it's art is happening. Okay. Okay. So what did you just say? You just said something.
I don't know.
Oh, backseat. I know I've told this story before. How I used to work at a tire store, and this nasty minivan came in, and while we were putting the new tires on, we noticed a trail of ants through the entire van because there was so much nasty food in there. From the back all the way to the front, there was just a trail of ants. Brad, did you hear my story about the ants inside the minivan?
Ew.
That's gross. And so I guess I'm only getting half of the comments. So just real quick, this is what I see. Julie, Jonathan, Julie, Lep, Jonathan. So if Toby is talking, or who else did you say was talking earlier?
Crawfish. It was let's see, Toby.
I saw Crawfish earlier in there, but I don't see him now. Pissing me off is what this thing is doing.
Julie says looks like a dorm college room. No, it's not that clean.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that clean at all. I used to keep a clean-ish dorm room. What happened to me? I've lost my brain. Like it's too crowded with shit, and
Toby
it
says it's
hurts.
okay. He's not bothered.
See, Toby, I
Deb
don't see
says,
him.
"Can you see me now?"
Nope, I don't see Toby or Deb. It's a Jonathan Julie Lepp show. That's all I got here.
That's really weird.
That hurts. I'm sorry, y'all. I
By
don't know
the
what's up.
by the way, we did learn something new. It's called an antipode.
What's that?
That's the exact opposite point
Oh,
on Earth.
so what
Like
is the exact opposite than Olathe,
the
Colorado?
opposite point, the antipode of Denver is Port-au-Français, Kerguelen, French Southern Territories.
Wait, is that in
Okay, that's
France or
weird
what?
looking because that doesn't because when they lay
Let me see something
the
here.
world out on and on a flat surface and it
Oh,
because it doesn't look like because it's not because it's flat. So here is Denver, and then here is the antipodal point. So this is the opposite side of the world of the globe from
oh,
Denver, right
but
there.
do Olathe.
Do
Don't
like
do
who?
Denver. Why would you do Denver? That doesn't make any sense,
Well, but
bro.
the problem is that where those other cows go missing, it was somewhere in
Yeah, where was it?
Nigeria, which is going to be somewhere up here.
No, Nigeria is going to be over on Africa.
Um,
I'm looking at your cursor.
the whole map should be right there. Hang on a second. Antipode, antipode, and how do you spell antipode? Pode of the
Nice
antipode
try,
of
Julie. Nice try.
what?
Why aren't you giving the rest of the room the secret code? Because it's only for you, Jonathan, and Lep. Hey, I don't know who that does. That guy look trustworthy on that State Farm ad? I don't know what I think of. I don't like the cut of his jib. It's like he's a fake smile, and he looks like a nasty person.
Okay, that doesn't even make sense where they're talking about this.
Maybe it's a straight line through Nigeria.
It could be, but that's the
I feel like we're hot on the trail here. You're onto something, bro.
Of the missing. Yes, I think so too.
I'm dead serious, and I'm trying to find Nigeria is like at the Nigeria is yes. Like the little curve. It's the curve of Africa. It's on a straight line from Colorado to. I don't even know why you picked. Oh, that's right. That's right. Because that's the other side of the earth. Gotcha. It goes right through Nigeria. I'm serious.
It does?
Yeah, that line. Like which? Let's hold on a second.
Oh, okay. On my phone, I'm not seeing Toby either, so I don't know what the deal is.
That's weird.
I'm seeing it on my computer.
Who do we bitch to about that? I don't want a master's update. I'm going to catch up later, Jonathan. But thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, McElroy making a charge, huh? Okay, so see that gold Google point? Can you zoom in a little bit on
that's
that?
That's the antipodal point.
That's what I'm saying. So if you draw a line to Colorado, it goes through Nigeria. Because Nigeria is at the very top of your map right now.
Okay, well, this is the antipode.
Yeah.
According to Geodatos, which sounds really important.
Yeah.
So the antipodal point, according to them, is the Indian Ocean, and the closest point to like where there's land or whatever is Port-au-Français.
Got it.
That's what they're saying anyway. That little purple thing. And who hasn't been there? I mean, who doesn't love Port-au-Français, especially in April?
Hey, do Antipode of Fort Worth, Texas. Just curious.
Antipode of...
Antipode. It's going to be in the middle of the ocean, just like that one is.
It might be. It's, yes. That's weird. The opposite side of the world of Fort Worth is Port-au-Français, Kerguelen.
Wait, I don't
French
see it.
Southern
Should
Territories.
I be seeing that?
No, because I have it.
So you're saving it for yourself.
Yes, but what I was doing.
I love pop-up ads. Those are fun.
Well, the service is free.
So
So
check this
hang
out.
on, I'll put this.
Let me.
There's the Antipode of Fort Worth. It's like right there, so it's there. It's the same place because there's nothing in the middle of the Indian Ocean except water.
Have you ever heard of a band called Emmett Swimming?
I'm sorry, called what?
Emmett Swimming.
Nope.
Well, there's a song, and he says over and over again, "water," and it pisses me off every time.
You hate the word water?
No, yeah, because that's not how you pronounce it.
You don't say water?
No, I say water. Water.
I can see Julie.
Yeah, I see Julie, and I see Lep. I don't see Crawl.
Oh, here's the weird thing.
I saw Crawl earlier, but I don't see him now.
Fake Bard Stages is on. I can see them on the phone, but not on the computer. So it goes both ways. You're welcome.
I don't like mysteries, bro. Like I want to solve things, and now I've got cows missing. I've got
people in chats missing.
Chats
you know what?
missing, right?
Did you ever think that possibly that your phone is in one dimension and your computer is in another?
I'm starting to think that now.
After the discussion, why do we have to be here on X? Julie says.
Because the technical issues to get the show on YouTube stress me out to the point where it's not healthy. Okay, so let's see here. I got some more on this story of the guy that
Sue says I can go talk to my family if I want to be ignored.
Oh my gosh, Sue, I don't see you.
Don't blame you, Sue.
So no, it's on Brad. If Brad can see you, then it's his job to transmit your thoughts to us. I'm sorry that I don't see you. Maybe I normally do see you, Sue. It could be a blip today. Okay.
That's really weird.
So let's just hope that next week it's
drink more. Drink more when you're on YouTube, Julie says.
Shit, I swear.
Bees are missing too. So you got the bees missing.
Bees, cows, chats. Now I want to drink. Come here, Grimace.
But the bees have been missing for a long time.
That's my new drink phrase. Come here, Grimace.
Oh.
Shut up. Oh my gosh.
That was weird, wasn't it? Sorry. I don't know what that was. Well, I do know what it was, but that's so weird. It won't let me play that thing. YouTube makes Keith drink and then he gets in trouble with the wife.
Keith doesn't get in trouble with the wife.
Not if she cleans and does what she's supposed to do.
She has a very high tolerance level.
That's what my friend the OG Baba Labala says, that he and his wife get along because she is what's the word? She's tolerant and he's flexible.
Okay.
See?
No, maybe not. Okay, so let me see here. The story of the shoot down in 1962. I need to read this stuff to you. Hang on a second.
Shoot down a what?
Before they shot down a UFO and the Navy retrieved it.
Oh, the orb thing,
I know. Yeah. I started this story 3 hours ago, but let me power through because I think there might be something you want to comment on here. Before my father recently passed away, he went on record explaining what he knew about all this because he felt it was important for the sake of history, his daughter said. Harold, who was active on social media site X even in his final months, alluded to the incident in a tweet last August. 60 plus years ago, this is what he tweeted. 60 plus years ago, I was provided highest level classifications to lead Department of Defense work on nuclear weapons and anti-missile defense, and formally briefed on otherworld technologies, those were in quotes, by CIA's Richard Bissell, who had been in charge of Skunk Works, Area 51, Los Alamos, etc., but sworn to secrecy. And it goes on and on and on. And so Pippa wrote on her blog, this is the daughter, that her father told her he was also briefed in 1963 by the then regional chief of the Atomic Energy Commission, Lawrence Preston Geese, G-I-S-E, I don't know, Geis, also happens to be the grandfather of Jeff Bezos, billionaire founder of Amazon and space travel company Blue Origin. He flew out to Albuquerque to be briefed, Pippa wrote, adding Geese apparently received materials from the crashed craft. Oh, He kept them on his desk, handed them to my dad, and then asked him to describe how he felt. Dad said a voice began talking to him inside his head. That's all Geese wanted to know. Dad never recalled or would not say what that voice said. Apparently, he said some people interact with the materials, others don't. This led to briefings at Los Alamos and an invitation from Richard Bissell. Blah, blah, blah. It goes on. She claims that that JFK, his historic de-escalation talks with the Soviets, with Nikita Khrushchev, was because of all of this. It doesn't really get into, but it leads you to believe that because of this alien intrusion, that maybe we should get along here on Earth. Anyway.
Well, I mean, so the enemy of my enemy is my friend. No, well, yes. a common enemy,
right?
Is what they're trying. But that's what we all said about 9/11. Is everybody came together because of, and look where we in the past 25 years that kind of fell apart.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't want to see Congress sing "Kumbaya" on the front steps again?
Oh my gosh, I remember that like it was yesterday. I wanted to vomit that day. I wanted to vomit.
But I've often said that we've got two hopes for ever getting together again, and that is number one, an alien invasion, Mars invades and doesn't do the ack, because that was funny, and their heads exploded thanks to Slim Whitman, or Yellowstone erupts and sends us back into the Stone Age, and we are forced.
Wait, Skynet taking over would also probably bring us together.
It's kind of the same thing as the alien invasion.
Okay. Well, kind of. It's
right.
Also us designing machines that are gonna.
But but fighting back against Skynet, if you think about it, is easy because all you have to do is create and set off an EMP, and then they all fall over.
Yeah, but then our iPhones don't work, and people are going to be pissed if it's not back online in 20 minutes.
But the beauty of that is all customer service will have been destroyed, and we'll have to communicate with smoke signals again. It all gets simple when you get to that point.
Simple. And there are some days where I want 1988 all over again, bro. Just bring it back.
But it didn't really seem simple then, did it?
Bring it back. Oh no.
I mean, we had hard times then. And hard times make hard men. No. Good times make hard men. No, wait, that's not it. So, hard men make good times?
I'm never going to finish this MFing story, am I? Listen to this. This is a long story. My father confirmed to me and others that we learned something from the UFO crashes. Talks about the X-rays at high latitudes, blah, blah, blah. The extraordinary story is partially backed up by government records dug out by former Australian intelligence official turned UFO researcher Jeff Cruikshank and published last December on UFO news site Liberation Times. Cruikshank noted a Cold War experimental warhead, the blah, 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 which was built to emit high-energy X-rays designed to disable missile reentry vehicles by causing intense heat and internal damage, which fits Harold's description. Cruikshank also pointed to now declassified film on October 26, 1962, high-altitude test explosion of a nuclear bomb over the Pacific Ocean near Johnston Island. An apparent object can be seen tumbling out of the nuclear fireball in the footage. He wrote that a later version of the video was redacted by officials at Los Alamos lab, with a white triangle obscuring the region where the falling object had appeared.
And those are the orbs.
2 weeks earlier, on September 19th, 1962, another UFO was filmed. Now, this says filmed.
Bastards.
Now they got it right. Traveling at 18 times the speed of sound, following an Mark IV missile.
How fast?
18 times the speed of sound, following an Avco Mark IV missile for 90 seconds as it descended through the sky after a launch from the Atlantic Missile Range off the coast of Cape Canaveral, Florida. Hang on. Following October 1962, bluegill test Navy ships were sent to retrieve the debris. Cruikshank reported that deck logs preserved by the National Archives say some of this debris was anomalous. Logs from two accompanying ships. Experimental pod as well as.
You can't help it.
I know you can't. That was my music bed for a segment I used to do in Charleston. Let's see here. The logs said the tube had a radiation measurement, blah, blah, blah. The crew of one ship Point Barrow reported unusually high radiation exposure levels after the recovery mission, according to logs from other ships. But Point Barrow's own logs are mysteriously missing from the archive. Ah!
They're hiding it.
Of course they are. Mana, mana. Mana, mana.
But,
okay. I'm
but you didn't say phenomenon.
Yeah, but
so it doesn't.
You started it though.
I didn't because you.
And now it's in my head.
Phenomenon.
And now you got.
But they're called tagalongs. The orbs are.
That's what he said. That's what he said they called them.
Why won't it? And here's this is why they won't tell us is because it's the money.
Uh-huh.
It's the patents. It's the ability to because like with the metal.
Say phenomenon.
Dun, 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 dun. You just did.
No, I want you to say it.
Why would I say phenomenon?
Because it was phenomenon.
Thank you. But the metal that turns into liquid, like mercury, they call it quicksilver, but that was what they used to call mercury. You'd wad it up and it would flow back into your hand.
I want a piece of that.
It's somewhere. It has to be somewhere, like stuck in a box. Because if they couldn't burn it, if they couldn't cut it, if they couldn't destroy it, then it still exists somewhere. But where? It's in that. It's in the hangar. Was it Hangar 18 at Area 51?
Hangar 84 is in New Mexico. Is it Hangar 18?
I thought that was
no. All that material's in Ohio. At Wright Pat. Yeah.
But why would they store it there now as opposed to Hangar 18 at Area 51 at Skunk Works?
I don't know, but I want to give a shout out to Dawn Cowgren. I don't even know if she knows that this show exists, but my day job, Pat Gray and Leash over at The Blaze, she sent us some homemade magnets, and I love the ones that she sent me. This is the old iteration of At the Mike Show. See that? Okay. And then here is the current iteration of At the Mike Show. And I swear, that light pisses me off. That ring light, it's like.
I have a question. And why do you use that one?
I don't know because you know what? Good question. I can't reach the off button. Let me turn it around.
Or just aim it at the ceiling.
See, that's fun. See how it's all shadowy now? Look at that. See that? I
spend my life in the shadows.
It's still shadowy, isn't it? Okay, so I got something else for you here. I need to say
because the aliens are selling the cookies, the tagalongs, right?
Oh, that explains everything. Okay, so this is an important, almost a mea culpa. Remember how I said there was a 15% chance that Illinois teacher was innocent?
Julie made it bigger. Just so you know. No, she said it's better. I just realized I can make the screen bigger, so she's good. Yeah. The teacher that the 18.
Remember, she said I'm too hot and people target me, and she said that the kid.
Just
from his phone.
Yep.
And a couple of weeks ago when we did the show from your house, I was like, I don't know. I feel like maybe she's telling the truth. Well, there's some more. First of all, she's going to be in court again on Monday, and we're going to find out even more. But apparently, because it was a 15-year-old boy, and she's 30.
Mm-hmm.
And where are my glasses? Because I gotta read this. She said, apparently, she was really mad at the teenager for quote cheating on her. She typed, or at least her phone allegedly contained, "We will never ever be together again." Remember how she said how she writes this stuff just for like almost like a diary thing, like
right
into her husband and all this stuff. I'm not a second choice. I'm the best thing you'll ever have, even with all my mistakes. In the manifestations section of her memoir, Formella allegedly said she wished the teen would contact her to try to fix things between them.
Oh, it was love.
In the meantime, I'm going to live my best life knowing he's not the person I thought he was and that he is beneath me. Okay, now this sounds like it was the memoir. Like this was her diary, basically. She claims that all sexual references in the memoir are referring to her husband. So court documents allege the teacher slammed the door during a tutoring session in her classroom before having the sex with the student. And
sexy time.
So anyway, Monday's going to be an interesting day in court. the 15th, Tuesday, tax day. Which reminds me, I have tried so many times to get my damn taxes sent in. It has been a comedy of errors, Brad. Have I talked about this, y'all?
There's nothing funny about taxes.
Bro, listen to what happened. I don't know how much of this I want to, because I love the IRS. I personally love them.
At least one of us. Good.
So,
Then you're very upset that their funding is getting yanked.
how do I say this?
Mm-hmm.
He says as he takes another sip of vodka. How do I say this?
Uh-huh.
So there was an issue. I don't want to get into this right now. Ask me in 7 years to tell the story.
Okay.
Because that's when as Hunter Biden learned.
Jonathan Evans says, where were all the hot young teachers when I was in school? I know. They were all like school marms.
After third grade, I did not have a good looking teacher.
Or dudes.
Third grade was the last hot teacher.
I don't even think I had a hot teacher in third grade. Mrs. Curley was second grade. I honestly do not remember third grade because that's when we moved to Lincoln, Nebraska.
Wait a minute. When did you live in Lincoln?
We've had this conversation.
Wait. Hold on. What years was it?
That would be 1973.
Okay. So yeah, we didn't cross paths.
No, we've had this conversation, but it was, I remember what the school kind of looked like, I think, but I don't remember anything about like the teachers or the kids or anything. Nothing.
Wow.
Third and fourth grade. Because fifth grade was Boron, California.
See, I like Lincoln more today than I did when I was going to college there. Like, I like the campus and the University of Nebraska. I'm talking about the city of Lincoln. Today, I'd live there in a heartbeat. Back then, as a young kid, I was like, get me out of here.
Well, and Doc worked there too.
Yeah, totally did.
I have air checks from him in Lincoln.
What station was he on?
I'd have to look.
I worked at KLIN.
I don't think that was it, but I might be wrong. But it's he worked there before he died.
Okay.
What? He did. It's true.
I love how Jonathan Evans says it's TurboTax, Keith. It'll take an hour. See, you know what though? That's funny you say that because the software that I used apparently made a mistake, as admitted by the software company and the IRS.
Oh, good.
So then I called the IRS. Y'all, do yourself a favor. When you call the IRS, record the conversation.
Do you want me to stop you now? Because Julie says I had such a crush on my social studies teacher.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but see, I mean,
you talk while I track my my tax envelope. Make sure.
Well, the thing, I mean,
I'm listening.
No, I'm
because it's a mess. I'm dealing with a mess.
It is when you have a crush on your social studies teacher too.
Look at you being so nice to me.
What? I'm serious. No, it is because you can get. Would you?
Oh my gosh! It was delivered. It got delivered.
What did?
My taxes.
Oh,
I'm so happy before April 15th because I mailed them. I forgot a certain area to sign this. Brad, I had to print them up because the software was effed. So first of all, they were rejected. The IRS made the same suggestion I came up with, print them up and mail them the old-fashioned way. So I did. And they came back because there's an area where I forgot to have me and Carrie sign it. And then I had to send it back. And then it got delivered to Fort Worth and vanished, not Austin, where it's supposed to go. And so I tried again. So now I have 2 copies out there. And so now it's in Austin and delivered. And I'm
good. Happy. See, then things are looking up.
Well, I'll have to do a stop payment on the one check. But anyway, what?
They're doing good.
Okay, so what else I got here? This is a fun story out of Savannah, Georgia, where a new father was in shock after he dialed 911 about a potential intruder at his Georgia home, only to later hear the dispatcher talk about a breakfast sandwich. Now, the story does not say if there was an intruder in the home. You know what? So if there wasn't a intruder in the home, and I feel like we would know if there was, right? Then I think you need to let it go, because she said, so while he was talking to her, she said, McGriddle. I'm sorry, what, sir?
Wait, I'm lost.
So somebody was taking the dispatcher's order for breakfast at the 911 call center.
Oops.
And so he got pissed.
Right.
But I'm saying a couple of things. You don't want there clearly wasn't an intruder, or there would be more to this story. We would hear about that. Right. And so the other part of this is, do you want your 911 dispatcher to keel over and pass out from low blood sugar because she wasn't properly fed in the middle of your call? I think you let this go. No? Am I wrong?
Some people can't let it go. Some people are just that way. You know, they are.
Okay. Well, basically the Savannah, Georgia dispatch center protocols are now in place to keep this from happening again. I don't know what that means.
They've strapped all the.
Are they feeding them?
They've strapped them all to their chairs so they can't get up.
Oh, that's helpful.
They're chained to their, or it's AI, and now you just get AI when you call.
Yeah, I did.
How about we just get rid of the IRS altogether?
Hold on, look at this. Look at this. Must be nice, Sue. See, that hurts.
Sue,
It hurts my heart because Julie is referencing something that I can't see. I don't know what Sue said.
Sue said, we just send all of our tax return stuff to our daughter, who is an accountant, and she does it.
All right. Well, you send me your daughter's info, and she can do my taxes now. Because
I think she'll charge you.
Oh, is that how that works?
Hubby hates doing his taxes. He's self-employed.
Hey, there's a good question. Brad, you want to address this from Jonathan? Hey, send your Send your comments to Jonathan or Julie, and then they'll post them on your behalf here so I can see them.
Point at number 2. Does that mean I'm a giant piece of number 2?
Means I think some
that
money for all of your time.
As here's what I think. You get married, it ruins a great friendship, and that's why I think we're just, Keith and I are just living together.
Oh crap! So I shouldn't keep inviting you over here.
No. You can keep inviting me. That's the beauty of it. We're just, because now, see, we're good.
I want to show you a video.
Look how tight we are.
Before we go.
Technically, can you see how tight someone is?
Can we not? I want to play this video. Remember I told you I had a video, and I said, I'm going to play this video, and you, me, and Ezra are going to this place.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can't remember if it's exactly 1 hour west or 2 hours west. It's no more than 2 hours west. Check this out, and why haven't we gone yet?
This is a 100-year-old abandoned zoo in Cisco, Texas. It originally opened in the 1920s. They had struck oil in nearby Ranger, Texas, a couple years earlier in 1917, and that sparked a Texas oil boom and a huge population growth in the area. So they built a dam to create Lake Cisco in 1923, and that supplied the town with drinking water. When the zoo first opened, it was at the foot of that 96-foot tall dam. But it sounds like the animals didn't react well to that location. Bear den, maybe? And they moved the zoo up into these bluffs nearby a year after opening. The zoo started with a deer donated by a local resident, and then someone else in the community donated a bear, which I'm not sure how they just had a bear sitting around. But then they added flamingos and monkeys and a bunch of other animals. But the zoo's heyday didn't last very long. Cisco's population peaked in the 1920s, possibly getting as high as 15,000 people during the peak of that oil boom. But by 1930, it had declined to 6,000 people. And the success of the zoo seemed to follow the growth of that population. There's not much detail remaining, but there's old newspapers reporting that a bear was poisoned and killed at the zoo, and then that the deer also died under mysterious circumstances. There's also rumors out there that a cougar was once part of the zoo, but escaped and was never found. But there's just not really exact records of the animals anymore. By the 1930s, the zoo began to fall into disrepair and was eventually abandoned. And for most of the last 90 years, it sat truly abandoned and overgrown. But just in the last couple years, a local nonprofit organization has cleared out some of the debris and made it easier to hike along the old trails and walkways to have this space open to the public. This is
So cool. I guess Julie says that she couldn't hear the audio.
Well, it was really low to me.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, but
I didn't see how to turn it up.
This is a 100-year-old abandoned zoo in Cisco.
I don't either.
Damn, bro. What? Nothing works. So pissed. So
They
it's a
can put a man on the moon.
No, but seriously,
In
like
theory.
here are my options when I start that video. There is no streaming service that's perfect, and I'm getting really pissed off. This one, I can play the video and I can stop the video. No, I'm sorry. I can play the video, I can remove the video, but I can't pause the video, I can't crank up the audio, I can't do jack shit with it. It's
if you right click on it, sometimes it'll show you what's it on Instagram.
Well, no,
This is a 100-year-old abandoned zoo in Cisco, Texas. It originally opened in the 1920s. They had struck oil in nearby Ranger, Texas, a couple years earlier in 1917, and that sparked a Texas oil boom and a huge population growth in the area. So they built a dam to create Lake Cisco in 1923, and that supplied the town with drinking water. When the zoo first opened, it was at the foot of...
F it. I'm so done.
Yeah, it mutes you when I don't know if it muted me or not.
Yeah, it does. It muted both of us.
Oh.
I'm so pissed. I just want to go to that zoo and let's do a show from there.
With the bear that's not there.
There's no bear.
Bear died.
Hey, did you say you're going to be in Roswell, New Mexico on July 4th?
In theory, I probably should never say anything because I put the fecal touch on it, but in theory.
Yeah. I wish I could be there with you, but I'm not going
We'll
to
see.
July 4th.
We'll see.
I'll be out there in August.
We'll see. Are we doing 3 hours or 2?
What was so great about the zoo? It's an abandoned zoo. And Ezra loves abandoned places, so this will be right up his alley.
I like abandoned places. I'm telling you, there's an abandoned
like your heart.
Abandoned porn Reddit subreddit.
Uh-huh. Subreddit. Wait, what's the difference between a Reddit and the sub?
Because the subreddit is under Reddit.
So there's Reddit,
and each one of those, like,
how many subreddits are there? Do you think?
Bazillions. I'm a member of the abandoned porn Reddit, and there's also an abandoned Reddit, so which is weird because you'd think that it was abandoned. And
how often do you go to this porn site of yours?
Well, when you're in Texas, you have to provide ID. So here,
is that right?
Oh, you didn't know? Here, there's the abandoned subreddit.
Hang on a second. Let me look here. Oh, see that I could live there.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, crap. I want to live there.
And look, you can get hair loss spray there too.
Look at this, man. Holy crap. Can I just say, go back, you had that church there. There are so many churches that have been abandoned. When we drove around New England, it's like you could just feel that the soul, literally, of the New England states is just hollowed out, man.
It's New England. Ooh, look, there's an abandoned childhood water park.
Oh, where is that? Hey, if I make you like the permanent number 2, can you just always play the videos? Thanks. Can you just follow the...
Are contract negotiations done? That already happened? Did our people talk? I guess they did.
Yeah. The ink's not dry though. So.
Sat abandoned since this is 5 days ago. Where the hell is it? It doesn't say. Looking, it's been closed for a year. 8 hours, some call. Where does it say it is?
I think I have somewhere to be. It's 5:00 Eastern.
It is 5:00 Eastern.
So I should let you go because you don't know this, but I'm not compensating you for all of these appearances that you're making.
I'm sorry. Who is this? I can't. What?
So
who? Somebody get my agent on the phone.
Hey, since I've got you here, are you any interest in joining a week from today? Zay will be back. We got a whole bunch of stuff to cover.
As long as the restraining order doesn't, legally keep me away still.
Right.
I mean, if we've got that covered, then yeah, because I want to hear her theories on space.
Yeah, I wrote a note here.
I think we're under a dome.
I don't know if I can. Wait, did she say that? She didn't.
No, but that's what, if you go biblically, if you look in, it talks about the firmament and there's the dome and all of that. So we'll see.
Well, look at this. Here is my extensive note taking for next Friday's live stream. It says Zay Space View, and
I'm pretty sure that's all you need.
that'll remind me to say, "Hey Zay, what's your view on space?" And then that'll take care of that.
And then you push go.
I'm so happy the weekend is here. I mean, it was like a 2-day work week for me. Can you believe that shit? 2 days. I had
It's
to
got
go
to
to
be
work.
exhausting.
I had to go to work for 2 days this week,
By
right?
the way, the abandoned church is in Wisconsin, not New England.
Okay, well, Wisconsin has no soul either, so that
They
math
have
checks
cheese.
out. Math checks out. Hey, before we go, I think what I want to do is, and this is probably a stupid bit that isn't going to pan out the way it's going in my head, but what if we always finish with a question from 8th grade exam from 1912? You ready?
Okay.
Let's start small.
I see what you did there.
Let's start small. Spell exaggerate.
EXA there's 2 R's in it. EXAGERRATE. Exaggerate.
And you said 2 R's?
Yeah.
No, it's 2 G's.
G's.
EXAGGERATE. So Brad has he's 0 for 1.
I'm not as smart as a what?
Eighth grader in 1912.
8th grader. Well, I could have told you that.
1912. So, and that's the year that we got Woodrow Wilson, and that's when education. This exam right here with 100 questions or whatever the hell it is. And by the way, I would sit at a desk for an hour. I'm sorry, about an entire day, and I would get maybe 5 of these right. And so that's when the
4 more than me.
education system was hijacked. Starting
Sounds like somebody's trying to break into the motel. What is that?
Oh, wait, hold on a second. Before we go, I will wait. The audience will wait. We need Doc Kitty. Doc Kitty was advertised by yours truly as being on this show. In fact, the picture for the thumbnail that Wes created, thank you, Wes, included you and Doc Kitty, and I have yet to see the flea bag.
He's not in here.
I said, we'll wait.
I know. Good luck. When he's outside.
You're saying he's outside of the motel?
He's outside, yeah.
I'll be damned.
He's outside. He went out a while ago, and he has been gone. He goes out, and he cats around.
Is he neutered?
I've never checked. Yes, he's neutered.
Okay. I was going to tell you what he's doing.
he's and since you brought that up, because he was a pound cat, the males, they clip like the top 1/5 of the ear off. You'd think there'd be to show that they've been schwacked.
What?
I know.
Wait,
and on the females, they do the other ear.
Hold on a second. Is
vice
that
versa.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that. That's kind of mean.
Well, he just got done cutting his balls off. Why is the tip of the ear any different?
Well, that's adding insult to injury.
Well, that's true.
I mean, is it less?
I'm a eunuch.
Hold on. If you're a cat and you get your balls taken, right?
Mm-hmm. How do they find them?
Hold on. What do you think is the less dignity here? You going up and squeezing the sack, or you cutting off part of his ear? I mean, I'd rather just like, you know what?
See?
There's nothing in there.
Just let it go.
I should hang up now.
Yep, you should.
I'm tired.
Okay.
I'm going to go watch golf.
Okay.
Brad, I love you, and thank you for being a part of this. What people don't realize is that, yes, I purposefully drag Brad. In fact, I have so many things that I'm holding over Brad's head, and I say, bro, you're going to do this show with me, or else I'm going to make that public.
That picture, that was such a long time ago.
How much had you had to drink?
Not enough. Is it ever enough?
I'm going to keep bringing that up. And the day you say that you're too busy to hang out on the live stream is the day that I say, okay.
2 words, teabag.
Today's the day that I post that pic, bro. And I'm not putting context on it. All right. Y'all have a good one. I'll see you Thursday. Oh, great segue, Keith. Jesus would be so proud. On Thursday, Steve Dace is my guest for the deep dive as we talk about the resurrection of Christ. And then a week from today, it's going to be a rerun. Brad, Zay, and myself. Now, part two. We got so many stories here that I didn't get to today that we're going to have to query both Brad and Zay on. So a lot of good stuff. And then who knows what else.
We're getting queered by what?
I swear, shut up. All right. I'm going to go watch golf. I'm
No.
done with you. Bye-bye now. All right. Thanks, everybody. Love you. I really appreciate your time. And thanks for hanging out. Please like, share, retweet.
Tickle.
Don't tickle.
Why? What's wrong with tickling?
Because it's just
They caught the
weird.
butthole tickler.
It's weird. Wait, hold on.
I gotta go.
My cursor is hovering above end stream, and you drop. They caught the butthole tickler.
Oh, look.
What? Hi. So he's gone. How y'all doing? Later.